So you hear that little lady saying recording in progress. So you will always know if a meeting is being recorded, because even if I started it before you joined, and a lot of you probably know this, as soon as you join, you'll hear that recording in progress. And if you don't hear that, then it's not being recorded. Okay, so I am Anna. You can call me Anna. This beautiful picture of me I love, because I was out camping in extreme heat. I think that day it was 106 with an ice bag on my head and the dripping ice water down my neck. Felt really good, although in general that's not something I would choose to do when you're camping, no air conditioning, 106 degrees, you know, ice is the best. So anyway, so I'm Dr. Anna Carlson, and the doctor in my name just means I've studied a whole lot of biology, right? I'm not a medical doctor. I have a PhD in biology, 2 different degrees, and they're both called doctor. All right. So we're going to do a chat cascade. So I think everybody has found chat. So write one cool or fun or anything you want really thing about your break into chat, but don't hit enter. We're going to all hit enter at the same time in a minute. Any questions about that? You can even attach a picture. I'm going to try it just for fun. Well, I don't have very many pictures on this computer, but I'll do my best and see if you can get it. Do you see the picture? The same one that's here. So, okay, everybody's typed in here. Okay, hit enter. Oh dear, my enter didn't work. You can see I'm needing to learn as we go also. There we go. So now take a minute and see what everybody did. Ooh, Austria, wow. Got a new dog, went to Austria. Both of those are really exciting. Fresno to visit family, that's wonderful. I got to see family up in Washington. Yosemite, I'll bet you got some good pictures. I haven't been there for a long time. So Keith, I had a friend who went to Yosemite, I think it was over break, and they said that it really wasn't very crowded though, which was nice. Did you find it wasn't very crowded? Yeah, it depends on the day. Went to France, Haroon, how cool is that? What part of France were you in?
I was in Paris and Rennes.
And Rennes?
Yeah.
I've never been to Rennes. What did you do in Paris?
I just saw the tourist attractions. I was with some family as well.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Wow. Betsabe, what kind of dog did you get? A chow chow. Oh, they're so cute. That's the one with the purple or black tongue, right? Okay. All right. Well, I'd like to ask everybody about what they did, but it's hard. So Disneyland, a couple people went to Disneyland. I'm jealous. I love Disneyland. I haven't been there for a long time though. Utah and snowboarded. You must be in better shape than I am, but that's not hard. You're probably a lot younger than I am too. I'm at the point of my life where I'm just trying to manage for the long term. I want to be active as long as I can. All right, so you may have noticed this tree on the course homepage. It turns out that Europe has a Tree of the Year contest every year. And this is a beech tree. We don't even have that kind of tree as much in the US. It's native in Europe. And it's 130 years old, last resting place of Black Kate. So they have this amazing history there. And a long time ago, there was this woman who everybody thought she was a witch. So that's why they call this the witch tree. Anyway, so I just think it's really cool that Europe has a Tree of the Year contest, because trees are so important to our planet. So a single acre of mature forest releases enough oxygen to keep 19 of us alive. So they're producing the oxygen we breathe. A lot of living things produce oxygen. So when we breathe oxygen, that's oxygen that has been made by life, by the biology of the planet. It also absorbs carbon dioxide, which is a pollutant that we'll learn about later, and other pollution. So trees are they're sucking pollution out of the air and putting oxygen into the air. So in addition to being beautiful and amazing and producing shade, they do so much for us. So anyway, here's a little shout out to trees. And this is my husband walking in the Redwood National Forest, and with my son a few years ago. We were lucky enough to go there. Put in chat, have you been to the Redwoods? I'm looking at chat now. Who's been to the Redwoods? I'm not getting any yeses. The redwoods in Yosemite, are there redwoods in Yosemite? I know there are giant sequoias, which is another super special kind of trees in Yosemite. Yeah, so I like lying up on your back in the redwoods. It's like these trees go on forever up above you, and way up there is the sky. But anyway, okay, that's a little bit of a digression, but yeah, they're so rare, right? This is the only place in the world that this kind of tree lives. And you can see in this picture how huge it is. And the giant sequoias are even bigger. So that's something very special about the biology of California. Okay, so a little get to know you. So we're going to do something about your chat cascade, which we just already did. But now just share one other thing about yourself in chat. And we will all hit enter at once in just a minute. Okay, hit enter. Oh, Julian speaks French. That's so cool. Play soccer for Ventura College. Wow, soccer is an awesome sport. 7 siblings. You know, I always wished I had more siblings. It seems like it would just be a constant slumber party. I'm sure it doesn't feel that way though, if it's you. Is it a constant slumber party, Keith? Not at all. So Dasha, you sang at the White House. Was that in high school? Wow. So feel free to answer through your microphone if you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable, chat is fine. So I work at Little Caesars. Yum, you're making me hungry. Couple people who play baseball. You don't play on the same team as each other, do you, Harun and Connor?
No, we're on the same team.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, great. So you guys know each other already.
Yep.
Let me know if you want me to try and put you in the same group together. I'm going to put student groups together in a bit.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. If your schedules match, I'll try and do it. Just send me an email though, because the other thing about me is I'm super duper forgetful. So if you send me an email, that'll remind me. All right, work it in and out. In and out is so popular. It's more like in, wait for a bit, and then out, but it's delicious. So anyway, not that I've eaten that for a while. I've become a vegetarian, but anyway. No, if In and Out, does In and Out have a veggie burger? I don't think so. They specialize in doing one thing really well, I think. Is that right? Joshua, they don't have a veggie burger, do they, at In and Out? Yeah. Okay. So, oh, they do, Joshua. They have a veggie burger there. Oh, I'll have to go back there with my family because everyone really likes it. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay. So, moving on, if I can. We're gonna do, maybe we'll just do one breakout. Let's see how many people we have here. We have 13 people. So I'm gonna put you in 2 breakout rooms to do some breakout room practice. Not really breakout room practice. I'm used to doing this. My classes in the past had a weekly Zoom. So we're not going to do a weekly Zoom, but I do want you to have a little practice working in smaller groups. So this is going to be like in your learning group. So you know what? We'll skip the breakouts. We can do it as a whole group and you really don't need to practice it. So what food do you cook best and what TV character would you be? We'll just do it as a whole group. I'm thinking here because I wanted you to get a chance to actually talk on Zoom, but you know what? We won't do the breakout room right now. So just type it in the chat, okay? And what food do you cook best? Mine's gonna be really boring, but. So mine's roasted cauliflower. Ah, pasta and chicken, a bunch of cheese on top. Okay, banana bread. Spicy grilled cheese. Well, I've never had that. It sounds good. We got some pasta specialists here. It sounds super boring, but my husband makes a really great dish with broccoli and pasta, and it's amazing. You just saute broccoli and garlic, and then you have it on top of pasta. It sounds awful, but it's great. Okay, what TV character would you be? One more, and then we're done with this. TV character. If you don't mind, go ahead and speak up on this because you might give me some ideas and some other people some ideas. Somebody want to just say out loud a show they're thinking about, a character they like? I like well, geez, who would I be? I don't know. I suppose I'd like to be, do you guys know Iris West? She's awesome. Aragorn, no kidding. I don't know who Ted Lasso is. Jennifer, who's Ted Lasso?
He is on the show's on Apple TV. And it's Jason Sudeikis, if anybody knows who he is, but was a very popular show. It started in the middle of the pandemic and he's just super positive. It's a great show.
Super positive is super good. So what's the show about?
He's a transfer from like Missouri, and he goes to England, and he was a football coach originally, and he turns into a soccer coach.
Oh,
and
wow.
They at the beginning of the series, they don't like him because he's American, and they it's really funny. They call him all kinds of names because he doesn't understand soccer like they do. And then they end up really liking him, and he becomes a bit like successful. But it's such a great show. It's funny, positive show.
That sounds like a fun show. It makes me wish we had Apple TV. I wonder if it'll.
Good ones.
I wonder if it'll ever get over to Netflix.
I don't know. Hard to know with all these different platforms.
Yeah, you go everywhere in the world, and if you say football, it means soccer, except for here, and then football is something else.
Yeah.
But anyway. All right. So Patrick from SpongeBob. What is Patrick? I've forgotten. Connor, is Patrick? Oh gosh. He's not the crab. What is Patrick? I forgot.
Patrick's a starfish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ha. I need to watch more SpongeBob. All right. So nuts and bolts. Let's finally get down to something about the class. So I'm going to show you the syllabus in a minute, but I'm not going to show you a lot about the syllabus because I'm assuming that you found it. Please type yes in chat if you found the syllabus. Okay, it looks like there's yeses from almost everyone, and I'll show you where it is, but okay, navigating course modules. And a lot of you are already virtuosos at navigating course modules. In fact, there's somebody in the class who's already completed modules 1 and 2. That's awesome. Grade book. So I want to show you the grade book without names. And so let me show you the modules first. So why isn't this working? If I screen share, I can't do Alt Tab. Oh man. Hold on, I'm gonna have to. I don't understand, why isn't Alt Tab working? Well, it seems like no matter how much I use technology, I'm always being surprised by it. Okay, I have my ways. So here's the grade book without names, of course. And I just want to show you what I see when you're turning in work. So this person's finished up to 0.9, which is great. And I get a little thing here, not a number. So this means to me, okay, you have something there to grade. Okay, so this is showing you the people in the class. And then there are 2 things you can't do yet. But a lot of people have gone, this person's gone all the way to the end. So just wanted to show you what it looks like from my end. Okay, the grade book. So do you have any questions about that? Okay, so let's see. Let's go to the course homepage. The syllabus is really easy to find. So I'm sure all of you have found the course homepage. If you're in the Zoom meeting, you obviously found that. And then I apologize for making so many videos, but without a regular Zoom, I wanted to make sure people understood. Oh my God, look at this picture of me. But anyway, it gets you where you are. That's a super candid shot. Okay, so this one explains modules, so I'm going to quickly go over some of the stuff that's in this video. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the student group, but there's a video here about that also. And then study guides are very important in this class. Okay, I hope you like study guides. If you hate study guides, let me know. Maybe we can figure out something else for you to do instead. Okay. And quizzes, assignments, and exams, obviously important also. But then if you scroll down far enough, you get to the syllabus, okay? And it's got a lot of information and a link to a video about how to set your notifications. Okay, and the windows when you have to do the exams, I'll talk more about the exams later, but so you'll have a period of some days when you can do each exam and you need to do it during that period. And then once you start the exam, you'll have a time limit, okay? So you don't want to start it until you're ready to do the whole thing and you have enough time to do the whole thing. Okay, what I wanted to show you here is like a summary of the course and the weights of the different activities that you'll be doing. So video quizzes are worth the most, but then study guides are worth a lot too. So those are really important. And on the last page is a schedule of the class. And I actually expect to stick to this schedule unless there's anything like a natural disaster or something. So this schedule really can guide you, okay? Any questions about this? Okay, so that is the syllabus and you can find it right on the home page. And if you want your own copy, just click on the down arrow here. And always send me an email if you have a question. And some of you have already sent me emails and I think you found that I answer pretty quickly and I'm always happy to hear from you. Okay, so then the big thing in this course is modules. You want to get to all your assignments through modules. And there's the module link. Oh, and just to show you real quick, I'm going to go back to the home page. So if I narrow the page or I'm using a phone, notice if you get it narrow enough, all those blue links on the side disappear. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like on the phone. And then you have this drop down where you have all the blue links. So here's modules here and the Zoom. Okay, so just so that you know, it looks different on the phone. It looks different if the window's small. So to get to modules, just click there. And there's two ways to use modules. They are designed to guide you through the work. So you click on the first page and then you click next, 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 and you see everything in order. Okay, and I'm almost afraid to tell you this is possible, but I know that this is useful. You can also use it as like a table of contents, right? So if I get to the next page, maybe locked here. So this page is actually locked until Friday. So if you have to skip the page 0.11, right, you can use this as a table of contents and you can get back to it. Okay, and it's locked because you cannot do this until I put you in a learning group, and I'm not going to be able to do that until Friday morning. So once you get assigned to a learning group, then you can do this discussion. Okay, so rather than show you a whole lot about this, does anyone want to see what the learning group survey looks like? You can write in chat. Anyone have questions about that?
Actually, yeah. So there was one assignment in that module where we had to go back to once we got assigned our groups. Is that the one?
No. So the learning group survey, I'm going to show it to you. That's a good question. So the learning group survey, I have to look at it in, well, I'll look at it in student view first. So if I look at it as a student, this is what you'll see. And if you go down, it'll say take the quiz, right? And then for the survey, you're going to get one question at a time and you click next. You can write your answer in here, right? Don't answer that, but anyway. And then you can click through all the questions and at the end you click submit quiz, right? You probably all figured that out. But if I show it to you, like all the questions, there is a method to my madness. So what I'm asking you basically is, if you look at all the questions, first there's some stuff about you, and then it's availability. And I do Sunday morning, afternoon, and evening, but then not until Thursday morning, afternoon, and evening, because stuff in this class is due on Sundays in general. So you don't really want to meet with your group on Monday, because that's after you just turn stuff in and you probably haven't prepared anything yet to meet with your group. Okay, but I really will use what you say is your availability to match you with other students who are available then. But Dasha, I know that's not what you asked. So let's see, get out of this. What you asked was about which one is locked. Okay, so if we go back to modules, so there's one discussion here, and when you look in the list of modules, the discussion has like speech bubbles here. And so what you're doing, if I look in student view, let me show you, because I want to show everybody. I have to move your faces around because it's hard to get in student view. Here we go. Okay, so if I look in student view, then the reason I have this is if I click on this, next page may be locked. If you're in a student, you won't see anything here, okay? And when you're working through this module, you're gonna click next, and you'll get to page 0.12. Okay, so 0.11 was the one that was locked, but the next one you really can't do because you have to meet with your group first. Okay, so there are several things that you actually can't do. And this one you also can't do, so 0.13. But if you keep clicking through, there's more stuff that you can do while you're waiting to be matched in your group. So let's go back to the one that is locked. Okay, and this is locked not because I don't want you to see it, but because you literally can't see it until I put some students in your group, because it's a discussion. When you finally get to this page, I see all the groups. So I've given all of the student groups different names that have to do with biology. So when you get to this page after it's unlocked on Friday, you with me? After it's unlocked on Friday, you will only see the name of your group. If I put you in the prokaryotes, you'll be in that group and you'll just see this. And then the only people who will be able to contribute to this discussion will be the members of your own group. So the point of this assignment is to introduce yourselves to each other and talk about when you're available to meet, okay? So I might say something like, you know, you click reply to type something, and then I might type, I'm available Thursday afternoons or something. But keep in mind that I'm going to assign you to a group based on a time that you all said that you were available. So hopefully I'm going to tell you when I assign you to a group what time you all said was free. So hopefully that'll work. I know schedules change, and you know, you can let me know if there are any problems. Okay, and then so I didn't finish this, but you can click post reply, and then people can reply to your post. And this is specifically to the post I just put, or you can reply to the whole conversation and start a new post. Does this answer your question, Dasha?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so and then my goal here is that you guys will keep checking back until you agree on a time that you're going to meet. And if you're comfortable, you know, share email addresses. I have people share phone numbers for texting, but, you know, you judge it, how you feel about, you know, doing that. You don't have to for sure. Now, the one little wrinkle here is that say your group decides, okay, in general, we're going to meet on Thursdays at 10 o'clock, right? So great, Thursdays at, say you want to meet Thursdays at 9 o'clock. So you decide every time that you have a group meeting during the semester, you're going to meet Thursday at 9 o'clock. The other little wrinkle is that you're also going to have to find a time to meet with me next week. So I want to meet with all of the student groups. There are some things I want to tell you about, and there's also a little activity that I want to do with you. So if you go to the next page or even the previous page, there's a sign-up sheet with the times I have available. Okay, so this is page 0.112, right? So then you'll have to find a time that you can sign up. Okay, so, and they go in order starting on Tuesday. Okay, so your student group's probably not generally going to meet on Tuesday because again, work's due on Sunday, right? But just for the first week, if a time on Tuesday works, you could meet them, okay? But if you wanted to meet on Thursday at 9, you might notice I don't have a time Thursday at 9, okay? Because I have a different class. So just for the first week, you might have to find a different time. Is this making sense? Have I lost you or is it making sense?
All good.
All good? Is it good for everyone? You can always email me if you have questions about it. Okay. All right. So that pretty much explained the learning group stuff. You're going to be meeting with your learning group approximately twice a month. There's one learning group assignment where you meet 3 weeks in a row. Let me know if that's going to be a problem for you and we'll make arrangements. But what I found in the past is people actually become good friends with their learning group and they find it a good resource for if they have questions about the course or if they want to study together or something like that. So that's one of the reasons I do it. And I think people learn better by talking. So anyway, so this is just talking about the learning group that I'm going to put you in based on your learning group survey of the times you're available. So, and it usually starts out with 5 students. I don't know, it might become less over the course of the semester if people end up dropping. Okay, and then you're gonna meet with me next week. Okay, all right, any other questions? Okay, so we're going to go into a small activity here, and I am going to put you in, oh wait, not yet, this is just a video. So the gastric brooding frog, you might have seen on my course syllabus, there's this frog that's spitting out a baby, right? Did you notice that? So the gastric brooding frog, they discovered in the 1980s, and not very long after they discovered the species in Australia, they discovered that it had disappeared, right? So this story illustrates a lot of things about biology. Diversity. It's the only species they know of that actually swallows its eggs, and the eggs develop in the mother's stomach, and then it spits out the fully formed babies. Okay, extinction, unfortunately, this species disappeared. Invasive species. So invasive species is species that invade parts of the world where they didn't originate. And unfortunately, a lot of invasive species are moved around by humans. So what happened to the gastric brooding frog is that there was a fungus that was moved into the area by accident by people that killed off the frogs. So extinction by invasive species is what happened. Biotechnology. So now people are trying to resurrect this species using cloning and DNA techniques and stuff like that. So we're going to see a short video about that. But biotechnology is just booming right now, and they can do some crazy things. Nature is a source of medicine and other goods. So they were really excited about this frog in terms of things like ulcer treatments, because if you can swallow your eggs and not digest them, it means you can control your stomach acid. And how is that possible? What medicines might we find if we look at the chemicals that this frog produces? Okay, and biology is cool and amazing. I don't know if you think it's cool that there's a frog that vomited its babies, but anyway, there's a lot of cool stuff about biology. So let's take a quick look at this video, and please type in the chat if you can't hear it. I think I shared my screen right. I hope I shared my screen.
Can you bring
right.
a species back from the dead? And why would you want to anyway?
Okay, can you hear it okay?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Oh, good. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Come on.
Find out in the latest episode of Catastrophic Science. Back in the 70s, Australia discovered a new species, the gastric brooding frog. This amazing frog actually swallowed its fertilised eggs or newly hatched tadpoles. The stomach then began to function like a uterus, and the tadpoles grew into fully formed frogs. When they were big enough, the mother would projectile vomit them out. Yes, projectile vomit them out. The frog's unique stomach function had scientists wildly excited about the possibilities for modern medicine. But no sooner had it been discovered than it disappeared from the wild. It became extinct in the early 80s, an opportunity lost. An introduced species caused the catastrophe. Chytrid fungus, which lives in its skin, the apparent reason for extinction. Mike, the gastric brooding frog has been extinct for over 30 years. So why all the renewed interest?
Because this is definitely the most extraordinary frog that ever lived anywhere in the world. There is increasing interest in the fact that many animals are becoming extinct in the world. We're losing biodiversity. We need to find some animal that can be demonstrated to be brought back from the dead.
Wow, that sounds like something out of Jurassic Park.
I'd love to think that's true, but I don't think about it as playing God. I really think about it as playing smart human.
And so how did you obtain a specimen from so long ago?
I went to the person that I knew had last had a colony of these frogs. That was Mike Tyler in the University of Adelaide. And he had, coincidentally, frozen whole gastric brooding frogs in the bottom of his freezer. So we now have a team of experts drawn from all over the world. It's the perfect team we need to carry this project out.
So this project looks at recreating an extinct species using a process called somatic cell nuclear transfer. We have to take a cell from our frog that's been kept in the freezer and put it back into the egg of another Australian frog. Now that Australian frog, we can get those eggs and we have to remove the DNA so it has no DNA in that egg. We then replace it with a cell from our gastric brooding frog. It then interacts with the egg and starts to develop into a tadpole.
So this is actually our host frog species, the great barred frog, where we get our donor eggs from. It's a slow process because as far as we know it only breeds once a year, so we actually have to go out each year and collect these from the wild, and then we induce them with hormones when we actually require the eggs.
Cloning has been done before, famously seen with Dolly the sheep in 1996. They took cells from a sheep and injected them into the egg of the same species of sheep, which produced a clone of the first one. The gastric brooding frog is more challenging, as it uses cells of an extinct frog with the egg of a different species. So how successful have you been?
So there's a global effort to bring back extinct species, but our team is the only team to have brought back and have the embryo divide of an extinct amphibian. That's amazing.
So far, the embryos have lived for 3 days. So there's still work to do before reintroducing the gastric brooding frog back into the wild. If successful, the benefits will extend not only to endangered and extinct animals, but also to humans.
Medicine looks at the solutions that nature already has. And so it's quite important that we protect our native amphibians because They have answers, and science simply hasn't got to looking for them yet.
All right, so just an update. I Googled that story because the video is from 2015, and there's no further information or breakthroughs, so I don't think they've had success in getting any further along than just 3 days with the cloning of the frogs. I mean, and then you got to wonder, even if they bring this species and they manage to get some living individuals, but there's fungus out in the environment that can kill them, how could they ever get populations living where they're supposed to be again? So, you know, it's questionable whether they could actually bring it back, but it's a story that illustrates lots of what's going on in biology right now. Any comments? Speak up out loud if you have anything you want to say. Okay, so now we are going to do something in breakout rooms. Have you guys worked in breakout rooms before? Anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a few people? Okay, so what I would like you to do is one person share the screen. There's a video file here. Let me get it to you now. Let's see. So what I'm gonna put now in chat is the link to a file. So click on it and you should see the file. So let me know if you cannot get to that file, because once you're in a breakout room, this is the file where the video is to play and also where you're gonna put your answers for the activity. Okay, so everybody's got it? Okay, so once you are in the breakout room, I would like one person share the screen so you can watch it all together like we just did with the video that I showed. So if you've never shared your screen, one person will have to click. If you look down at the bottom of your screen, there's a little share screen up arrow, okay? And when you click on this, you will see a picture like, whoops, oh dear, come back. A picture like this, it shows everything that you're able to share. Choosing screen one works, but if you're playing a video for everyone, you want to make sure to click computer sound at the bottom and not video clip, which seems backwards. Okay, got it? So first you click green share screen, and then you click share computer sound. One person do this to share the video. And there might be some troubleshooting. If one person can't share the video, try somebody else, okay? This is kind of like practice for when you're in your learning groups, okay? But don't do this until you're in your breakout room. Okay, so the activity we're gonna do is shared functions, shared genes. So you shared the link, one person shared their screen. Okay, so the next thing is we only have 3 breakout rooms because we only have a few people in the class. I want you to work in your breakout room. So if I show you the document, right? So this file has room for 5 breakout rooms. So if I'm in breakout room number 2, I'm gonna remember that. And I see the first page is for people in breakout room number 1. So I'm gonna go all the way down to where it says breakout room number 2. And then I'm gonna put my answers there. Okay, so I think we can finish this activity in another maybe 10 to 15 minutes. So if you're trying to plan your time, and if you don't finish up while we're in class, you can come back and finish after. Okay, so yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Is that okay for everyone if we do another 10 minutes or so? 10, 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, so if you have to leave, go ahead and leave and then let me know if you didn't get the time in. All right, so I'm gonna open up the breakout rooms now. And so you'll see an invitation to go to your breakout room, okay? And then you can go ahead, somebody share your screen and you can do the work. Connor, are you able to get into your breakout room? Resume the recording. And I just want to wrap up here. Any comments about the activity? So things I particularly want to know is how well do you think it works to watch a video together and answer on a worksheet like that? Did it work okay?
I think it worked pretty good.
Sorry?
I think it worked pretty good. Our group worked together and we talked. And, but I had a question. So for the last question though, is there like one definitive answer or like, because we put like multiple answers, but I think the first one was like the correct, like full on answer that we were supposed to put.
Okay, so so the last question, that's a good question. So what's the explanation for all life having these things in common? Shared ancestry. Simple as that. I like to have a little more of an explanation than that, but it's because way back in the past, all of these different things, having DNA, having protein machinery, the way you use DNA, having glycolysis, all these things, they originated in one organism. And then that organism was like the ancestor of all life. Is that basically what you answered?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these things are seen as evidence of all life sharing an ancestor. We're all brothers and sisters and cousins and very distant cousins with the mushrooms and the potatoes and the earthworms. It's kind of cool when you think about it. Okay, that's what that means. Any other questions or comments? That was a good one. Okay, so there will be a lot of activities with your learning group where you are all working together. And I hope that you get comfortable enough to share your videos with each other and share your screens with each other. And really my goal for you in the learning group is to try and have it be as much like working in person in a group of students as possible. So I'm just gonna be done here in 5 seconds, maybe a little longer, but not long. So recap of this week. So take the learning group survey, take that by Wednesday, okay? Because then I'm gonna get your information and put you in a group. Okay, so be sure to go back to that page that's locked, and that's page 011. And it will open at noon on Friday. So you want to try and go there Friday afternoon or Saturday, okay? And that will be the one where you and your group talk together and coordinate your group. Okay, opens noon on Friday and it's due on Sunday. Okay, decide on a group leader, coordinate your group. And also on your plate, so module 0 and module 1 this week. And most importantly, have a great week and let me know if you have questions. Any questions now before we go? Okay, So now that you've experienced what it's like trying to work in a group, one thing that is fair game to tell me is, I hate this, I don't want to do it, because I'm not going to force you, okay? I strongly encourage you because it's been very valuable to people in the past. So just please keep open communication with me about how the course is going and your experience, and have a great week. And that's the end of the class today. So it's so nice to meet you all.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You.